Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Today we are going to start the workshop regarding CodeVita Season 8 means 2019 programs. Okay, so all of you first must understand what is the importance of CodeVita. Before entering to the code technical part about this competition, first we discuss something about the brief about CodeVita. That what is CodeVita, why we participate in CodeVita, how can we get benefited from this CodeVita challenges, and what is the impact on your CV or biodata regarding this CodeVita. So as we already know that thing, because of that today's session is mainly for the second year and the third year students across all the stream. So first all of you understand that CodeVita is a challenge, online coding challenge sponsored by TCS or Tata Consultancy Services, and it's a international coding competition. Means the barrier is not up to a regional level, not up to a country only, it's a international level competition. And if you participate in this international level coding competition, first of all you get some idea or some privileges, or you get benefited that what is the actual problem we have to face or you have to face in your upcoming placement drive in fourth year. For some students maybe it's after 1 year, for some students maybe it's after 2 years. So currently those who are in second year, they will get at least 1 or 2 chances before their actual placement to participate in CodeVita. So all of you know that thing, if you participate more in this type of online challenges, then your confidence level will be boosted up heavily, as well as you understand that how can you go ahead with this coding competition, how can you run the program, what is the platform they are currently using, how can you submit the code, how can they check the code in online platform, this kind of things. Okay, and apart from that, the main advantage for the final year student is that every year if you perform well in CodeVita, if you get a satisfactory score, then you will get a direct interview call from the TCS. We already seen that thing that in last 2-3 years or in last 5-6 years, lot of students are getting their entries in Tata Consultancy Services through this coding competition, that is CodeVita. And sometime if your score is quite high in this type of online coding challenges sponsored by TCS, then your job profile may be quite advanced than others. Means through this platform they will check your coding skill, analytical skill, logical skill, whatever we can say. Means it's a ultimate test bed, or it's a ultimate platform for the technical people, means especially for the engineers. Okay, so that's why CodeVita is a very important problem, and as a student of third year and second year, you should provide your focus in this type of coding environment, because in your final year if you crack the CodeVita, then surely you will get a chance to get an entry in TCS, means for your direct interview call. So that's why you participate in CodeVita. And obviously if you do well in CodeVita, sometime if you do very well in CodeVita, sometime they will give you some extra benefits for that. Okay, and it will boost up your confidence level that yes, you are currently ready for the industry. Lots of people are thinking that thing, that sir, I am in second year, I am in a third year, so placement is after 1 year or after 2 year, that is quite long period. No, because of that currently if you know the situation that the global pandemic already change all the situations, meaning is that every time you have to be prepared for any type of thinking. Because of that, if you know, in industry currently there is a huge demand of people. Because why this type of demand created? Because of that, due to the global pandemic situation, lots of employees are working from home, lots of employees migrated to different place. So there is a sudden bubble in the sector, meaning you have to fill this place. So it's quite good thing for you that any type of opportunities can come to you in any moment, so you should prepare for that thing. Okay, if you start your preparation from the second year level, then it will be very good. If you start your preparation from the third year, then it's good, but you have to complete fast, do fast. Okay, and in CodeVita, if you entering into the coding challenges, or if you entering into the coding platform, so total 4 slots are there, means each slot's timing is 6 hours. Total 4 slots is there, each slot timing is 6 years. You have to choose only one slot. Okay, so some of you already participated in TCS mock Vita in last 17 July. So what is mock Vita? Mock Vita is the last practicing session. Mock Vita is the last online live practicing session for this CodeVita challenges. Okay, so in CodeVita, the date is already fixed, and total 24-hour time span is there, and the time span is divided in 4 slots, means 6 hours each. You have to choose any of this slot, and in each slot total 6 question is visible in front of you. So out of this 6 question, you have to solve as much as you can, at least 3. Okay, your target is at least 3, means 50% questions you have to solve in 6 hours. But those who are really doing well, they should target that they have to solve all the 6 questions. Okay, and the coding platform is total 8 programming languages they are supporting: C, C++, Java, Python, Perl, and another 3 programming languages. Total 8 programming languages they are supporting. And apart from that thing, there are some new concept is there, means test cases. Okay, so what is test cases? Okay, we will discuss all these things: test cases, hidden test cases, and everything. And they have online compiler also, means whatever program code you are putting there, they will check this program code automatically through your online compiler, and if any kind of error is there, they should provide you the message. And very strong plagiarism methodologies are already implemented in this kind of platform. Mean, if you think that is copied from any other places or from any online databases, then surely they will check that thing, and after that they will reject the same. Meaning is that if some people are thinking that I am going to submit this code, and after that if I can share this code with my friends, or after that they will copy it and upload it in as it is form, then surely they will put under the plagiarism policy, and both the code will be rejected. Okay, so you should take care about that thing. Design your logic may be same, program written methodologies can be same, everything can be same, but your program code, your program representation, that should be different. Okay, so this thing should be keep in your mind. So these are the main important part, that 6-hour time slot is there. You have to complete total 6 program, and at least 3 program you have to solve. You can choose your slot as per your convenient, no bindation is there within this 24-hour slot, and you can use any programming language as per your feasibilities. And one thing is very important here. For example, if second year people are quite advanced currently in C, some of you are in C++ and Python also, and third year people are already know C, Python, these things, and Java. Means almost 3-4 programming languages currently you are handling or you have already learned. Okay. So in online platform, when you are going to submit this program code, one thing should be keep in your mind: unnecessarily don't expand your program with multiple number of lines. Meaning is that here two very important thing is there. One is TLE and MLE. Meaning those who are currently practicing with online platform like HackerEarth, HackerRank, or this kind of things, they know that thing very well, that some time limit exceeded and memory limit exceeded conditions are there. Meaning is that if your program code exceeded the required time limit, then, or if your program code is unnecessarily expanded, or if you take quite more time in compilation period or runtime period, means if you are using unnecessary loops, for loops or some kind of other loops, then it will take lots of time. And within the prescribed time, obviously the time limit is hidden. Within this prescribed time, if you not completed that thing, means your program will take some little bit of time more than this mentioned time limit, then it will be show a message that time limit exceeded. So you should take care about that thing also. Means it's a very accurate challenge. It's a very accurate challenge that within a particular time schedule you have to design a program in a standard way and no need to expand it. Okay, so it's a kind of a habit. When you are actually working within an industry, it's a kind of a habit that you should do your thing within a standard input output limit and within a standard time limit also. So that's why this CodeVita program is very important. Okay, so we understand the basics of the CodeVita, structure of the CodeVita, time limit of the CodeVita, and how many platforms they are using. Okay, so if you take a look in CodeVita challenges, the program type is, the program structure is like that. Okay, so before entering to the actual technical session, all of you, one link is visible in front of you, that is a HackerRank link, https www.hackerrank.com/CodeVita hyphen or dash placement dash training. Okay, the same link is already assigned. You are seeing through the YouTube live, means in your YouTube screen, just below the actual visible screen, you see my name, and under my name, if you click the button there, show button there, you will get the link there. Means in session information part I posted that link. Means just after your screen, just below your screen, under my name, in information part where it is mentioned that batch 2018 and 18 to 20 and 19 to 23, just below that the link is posted. Okay, so my first request to all of you that am I audible to all of you properly? If I am audible, kindly any one or two kindly respond to my WhatsApp number, because already you have my WhatsApp number, maximum of you my WhatsApp number. Kindly give me a reply that sir you are properly audible or not audible, whatever, so that I can go into the technical session next. Am I audible to all of you? Someone please reply. Those who are viewing, someone please reply. Okay, fine. I got the message. Thank you. I got the message from two of you. Yes, sir, you are properly audible. Very thank you. Okay, so now we go into the coding. So this is the link. You copied the link from your screen or type this link in your web browser, or you may get this link from your YouTube screen. Meaning is that just your YouTube screen below side under my name the link is visible. Okay, so click on this link, a new window is open in your browser with hackerrank.com. so this kind of browser, if you click in this link, this kind of screen is visible in front of you. Okay, so the URL is hackerrank.com/CodeVita dash placement dash training. Okay, so if you click on the enter contest, then some challenges is visible in front of you. Okay, some challenges are visible in front of you. Okay, so near about 27 to 28 challenges are visible in front of you. Okay, near about 27 to 20 challenges are visible of you. Actually what I am doing, actually I designed this custom page for the beneficiary also, because I feel that only 3-hour workshop session is not sufficient for the actual preparation, because I am discussing all this code of season 8 in this 3 hour, but after that you need to practice the same. So that's why I already listed as much as problem regarding CodeVita in my custom link. I already shared the link to all of you. Total near about 27 to 28 problems are listed there, and you can practice this problem regarding to the CodeVita. Okay, so what is the CodeVita problem structure? So in the custom link you may find out this problem, that is divine divisor problem. If you check the link, maybe in for example in divine divisor problem, okay, 10th it's divine divisor problem, yes, probably it's on 15th or 16th problem is divine divisor problem. Okay, in my link you will find the problem number, it's probably 15th or 16th problem, whatever, divine divisor problem. So this is the very easy problem, divine divisor problem. So what is the problem structure? In your TCS CodeVita, in actual CodeVita session, your problem structure is, and after the problem statement some input format should be mentioned, means you may take input in this particular format, and after that some output format should be there, that your output should be in this particular format, either it's maybe an integer value, float value, or character, or any other messages. And some constraint should be there, that your input value should not be exceeded this particular range, or your input values should not be used some any other character, or this kind of a thing. Okay, and after that if you click any of the problem, after that if you click, you will get some sample input is there and some sample output is there. Meaning is that if you check on my HackerRank link, if I click on the divine divisor problem, so in divine divisor problem you will get some problem statement is there, some input format is there, some constraint is mentioned here, and some output format is there, and some input sample input values and some sample output values. So meaning is that if you put, means you design your program own, but whatever problem you are designed, maybe for example from UMK Kolkata near about 1800 people design the program in your own way, but in every program if you provide the input values as 10, then your program must show the output, means the desired output, whatever output is printed here or whatever output is posted here. Meaning is that in each and every program if you put this out input values, then it will surely get this output values. So in market lot of practicing platform or lot of practicing window is there. Okay, so in between this HackerRank is quite best, Because of that, Hacker Earth, Code Chef, different segment is there. But in HackerRank platform, the actual presentations means problem statement, input format, output format, constraint, sample input, sample output. These are the actual technique of TCS CodeVita problem. Means in TCS CodeVita problem, you will face all these things in same time or in same way. So HackerRank is the blessed platform for practicing. And if you see the HackerRank platform, in HackerRank platform, after the problem statement, input output format, constraint, and sample input and output, and there may be one more field should be there, it may be that explanation, means explanation regarding your input and output if it is required. Then at lower side you will find a current buffer is there, means it's your programming platform. So here almost near about 30 plus programming platform they are supported, like C, C++, COBOL, Ruby, whatever, Java 7 means Java 1.7 and Java 1.8 any version, Python, PHP, Perl, JavaScript, VB, anything. Okay. So in TCS coding platform, you have to design your code in any of the 8 programming languages. So that's why number of programming languages are available in HackerRank. So you may design your program code here, you may design your program code here first, and after that you run your program code with your test input values. For example, instead of this sample input 10, first you want to check your program that my program is quite good or not, my program is perfectly working or not working. That's why you provide some input values, means your desired input values, that is maybe 200 or that is maybe 5 or that is maybe 9, whatever. Okay, so you run your program with this custom input values, and after that if you press the run button, then you will get the compilation message. Means if it is okay, then you will get the message that your program output, and if there is some problem, then surely they will send you the compilation message. Means what type of platform you are using in your manual window or in your manual ID, like C, C++, Java, Python or whatever, you will get the compilation messages if there is some error. So as well as in your program, if there is some error, they will send you the messages. Okay, and after if you get the actual or proper output, then you may run your code. Then your code will check the test cases, means your program will automatically take the input values 10 and the program will check the output values is 1, 2, 5, 10 or any other. If the sample output value matched with the desired output of this program, then here you will find a message that your test case passed. You will get a message that your test case is passed. And after the next, first is your run the code. If your test case is passed, means your sample test case is passed. Here may be 1 sample test cases, 2 sample test cases, or 5, 7, whatever they are thinking, number of test cases should be there. Okay, if you pass all these test cases, in next part you press the submit button. When you press the submit button, the code will be submitted to the coding arena or the coding actual platform. Okay, so maybe at that time you will see the things that apart from these 4 or 5 sample test cases, there may be 2 or 3 hidden test cases are there. What is hidden test cases? Hidden test cases means these are considering as the sample test cases, means the input value and the desired output value is visible to everyone. But in the backend, they designed some test cases like that. For example, 50 or 60, or for the input 60, the output, for example, 1, 3, 5, 6, like that. Okay, So in backend they set that thing that for the input value is 60, the output should be like that. And these test cases are not visible to you. These cases are set manually to each and every program. These types of test cases are set to each and every program at the back end through some manual way. So these are considered as the hidden test cases. So nobody knows that how many hidden test cases are present in a program. Okay. If you pass all the sample test cases, means your program logic is very good, and there is 99% chance that all the hidden test cases you will crossed, or all the hidden test cases you will completed. So these are the concept of sample test cases and hidden test cases, and in this platform you can do that thing. So the problem structure in HackerRank and TCS CodeVita are completely, or it's mostly, means 90% same. Okay. So now we go to the first problem, that is divine divisor problem. If I read this problem, then you will check that first the problem statement is a divisor is a number less than the given number and divide completely and give the remainder as 0. Okay. So our first problem is quite easy problem, that is divine divisor problem. The problem name is divine divisor problem. It already came in TCS season 8 in 2019. So a divisor is a number less than the given number and divide completely and gives the remainder as 0. Okay. So first the divisor definition is provided here. Print a line containing all the divisor in increasing order separated by a space. So what is your problem statement? Your problem statement and your program logic is like that. For example, you are provided with the input values. For example, that is XYZ or any input values. That is maybe 100, that may be 200, 25, whatever. So whatever input values you are providing with, you have to find out all the divisors. For this particular number. If I targeted, for example, 64. So for 64, how many divisors are exist? 1. For example, if I find out the divisors list, then it should be start with means 1. Then after that 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, then 64 itself. So meaning is that you list or find out all the divisors of 64. So now what is your target? Your target, you print all this divisor in ascending order, means in increasing order, starting from 1 to the number itself. And each of this value is separated by a single space in a single line. Means you have to print all the divisors value in a single line. Okay, in a single line, and the value should be delimited or separated by a single space, and the order of the value should be in increasing order or ascending order. Okay. So next is our input format. The first line of input contain an integer n denoting the number, means a normal integer value we are taking as an input. Output format, we already discussed that thing. Print a line containing all the divisors in increasing order separated by a single space. And one constraint is mentioned here, means that your integer values range should be within 1 to 10 to the power 8. So whatever we are discussing in this PDF file, the same information is already replicated in our HackerRank problem statement. Means if you open this HackerRank link, the same information is mentioned here and the same information is copied into this PDF file. So next, if I check the sample test cases, here in PDF 2-3 sample test cases are mentioned, but in HackerRank link only 1 test cases are mentioned. Means these 2 test cases are hidden in this particular problem. We are going to check that thing. Okay. So here the first test case is that if you select a number 10, so for the number 10, total 4 divisor are there, that is 1 2 5 10, and it's separated by a single space and printed a single line. If next I choose 25, then 3 divisors are there, 1 5 and 25, same as it is if I consider 625. So that is 1 5 25 125, and after that 625, that is missing here, that's maybe a printing mistake. Okay, same as if I choose, for example, 64, if I choose 64, so in 64 1 2 4 8 16 32 and 64, and all the values are delimited by a single space, if you check here. Okay, so now I go to the program. So this is the Java program. I designed this program code in Java. Okay, I designed this program code in Java. So I already checked that code in HackerRank. If you want to see, means whatever program code is written here, the same code is already saved in my HackerRank account. The code is not visible in your window because of that the link is designed by me. I am logged in through the administrator account, that's why I have all the access to my submission, means I already solved this program, and after that I saved this program in submission link. Okay, so that thing is not visible to you because it's restricted, because I am logged in through the administrator logout. If you complete this program and if you submit this program code, then your submission will come to me, and I can check this submission through this view submission window, and after that I can check your submission and grade as it is. And if you have any mistakes there, I will rectify that things through some messages or some other way. Okay, so this is the program code. So whatever program is mentioned here, the same is, we copy the same. For example, you may copy the program code from here and you may directly paste the program here. Okay, you may use any compiler here. First you select the compiler here, that is maybe Java 7 or Java 8, whatever as per your choice. Okay, Java 7 means JDK 1.7 and 8 means JDK 1.8. Okay, so my program code is, if you are quite convenient with Java, then you can know that very well, that first we call the Java utility packages, and we know that thing, that in Java first we required a class type should be public. So here our class name is solution, and after that we start with the main function or main body of the program. Then we call the scanner class. Okay, then we create an object, and after that we consider the value int n. Through this line we are considering the value. Okay, means we are considering the input values, means it's maybe 10 or it's maybe 25 or it's maybe 625, and we are checking this value. Means if you select a value, for example 25, so first you check that if it is divisible by 1, you start with 1. Next we check with 2, means if you check with 2, so the remainder is 1, means it's not divisible. You start with next value, that is 3, checked that there is also remainder 1, means it's not divisible. You checked with 4, you checked with 5, like that. When you checked with 5, you find that there is no remainder, means the remainder value is 0. So as soon as you get this value and send to your program buffer. So if you start with 1 to the number itself, means starting from the 1 to number itself, you need a kind of a loop. So what kind of loop you required? You required a loop that is for loop. So here we choose a loop same as it is in Java program. One for loop is there, and the for loop range is starting from 1 to the number. Okay, and at a single time the number is, at a single turn or at a single iteration, the number is increasing accordingly. Okay, and within this for loop we are checking if the number is divisible through this particular iteration, means the particular number, or not. If the remainder is 0, then we surely print the number in a sequential way. That's why we mention for I plus, means we are continuously getting the output values and print accordingly. And if the number is, if the condition is not satisfied, then the loop next continue for the next iteration. So it's a very simple program. First we are starting with a class, then we are starting with the main function, then we call a new scanner class, and after that we design a for loop, and within this for loop we set a condition if, and we get the output values. Okay, so next, if I check this program, that if it is program is perfectly working with the input value 64, if I put 64 here, then if you run the code, it will provide you the message. It takes some time, little bit of time for the execution or the compilation, and if the compilation is satisfactory, then it show a message that compilation successful. For the input value 64, the output value is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and 64. Next we can check the output values with our program, that in program sample test cases. Yes, it's completely matching. Now you may go ahead with more 2-3 more sample test cases. For example, if you want to check with 125, then run the program code once again. Your program will directly fetch this input values automatically. Okay, and it will show a message that your compilation is successful, and for 125 the output value is 1525 and 125. That is, so you can check that our programs seems to be okay with the custom input values. So in next part you want to check that our program is completely working with the sample input values, because the sample input value is 10 and the output is 1, 2, 5, 10. So in next part you deselect the custom input and just simply press the button run the code. If your code is perfectly okay, then you get a message that congratulations, you passed the sample test cases. I mean, in your CodeVita problem, whatever test cases are mentioned in addition with this problem, these are successfully completed. Means your desired output is matched with the actual mentioned output. It's considered as expected output. So your expected output and your program output both are the same values. So it's perfectly working. So in next we submit the code. When we are press the button submit the code, one messages came, do not want to submit and want to submit. If I press the button want to submit, then you can check the next thing, that in this kind of window, so here you may check that in your visible screen only one sample test case is there, that is sample test case number 0. But here when you submit it, you may check that thing, that 1, 2, 3, 4 more test cases are came automatically. Meaning is that in this problem one sample test cases are visible and open to all the user, and 4 more test cases are already hidden within this program code. Okay, so these are considered as the hidden test cases. If your program is perfectly okay, then all the hidden test cases, in front of all the hidden test cases you will get a tick mark that it is perfectly okay, and all the hidden test cases are identified with some values. Okay, for example, for your sample test cases maybe 10% weightage is there, and for all the hidden test cases 90% weightage is there, and these weightages are divided among all the hidden test cases. And sometimes the sample test cases and hidden test cases weightage are equal, and the whole marks or the whole score is divided among them. Okay, so if you take your screen in front of this tick mark, you will check that success means your program, success means your program when you submit your or the actual runtime, that is 0.11 second. Okay, so 0.11 second. If your program is perfectly okay, then it will submit it within fraction of seconds. So in that case there is no issues, means no issue with the time limit exceeded time in the case. Okay, so you submitted your first program in programming languages Java in this platform. So in next part, if some students are thinking, those who are currently in a second year, I don't know, those who are viewing reconnection successful. Okay, thank you. Okay, there is something problem with the internet. So next, if I am discussing with the C programming languages. Okay, so if I am discussing with the C programming languages, you can check that thing, that in C programming languages we used only one header file, that is stdio.h. So when you are actually performing in your TCS CodeVita problem, so you should prefer to use only one standard type of header file if you are going with C, that is stdio.h. So math.h, std library.h means stdlib.h or konya.h, this kind of header file are not considerable because they are preferred to use your own self-defined function, means only using this particular header file, that is stdio.h, what's your program running. Okay, meaning is that how can you run with your program with a single header file, means how efficient your program it is. If you need to design your own function, you may design your own function, but need not to call any kind of any other standard library, that is stdlib.h or any other kind of a function. So that's why math.h is also not considerable. You should not use this kind of a thing. If you use this kind of a thing, if your program is perfectly okay, if you submit that thing, maybe at a later part through the backend they can reject your program. Okay, so you should take care about all these things also, means no, this coding challenges is purely for to check your coding ability without any hidden layer or without any kind of a malpractices. Okay, so if I design this divine divisor problem once again, so here we design our main function. Within main function we consider n for the input values or I, one more input values. So through the scanf we consider the main input values, that is 10, and next we consider that if you take these values, it's null or not null. Okay, so if it is not null, then we send your program values to the for loop, and the for loop check the program starting from the 1 to equal to n, and within that one if is entered here, that if the desired iteration is divisible to this number, then you will print this number, or either you will go for the next iteration. So it's a very simple kind of a problem. So here the same thing, if you run the code in C programming language, if your program is completely perfectly okay, then it will show you a message that your program is first sample test cases you have solved perfectly, then you can submit this program code. And when you are going to submit this program code, they will check all the hidden test cases, and if it is perfectly okay, then you will get a message that it's accepted. Okay, so the required time, whatever 0.03 second is required to check this program, and the time is visible to in front of you. So if I going back to our PDF file, then you can check that this is our first problem, that is divine divisor problem, and within this divine divisor problem, these are the sample test cases and these are the programs mentioned here. This program, we already use this program in our HackerRank program platform. That first program is in Java, and as well as we code the program in C also. Okay, so next we go to the next problem. The next problem is maneuvering a cape problem. You may find this problem from the HackerRank link also. You may find this problem from the HackerRank link also. In HackerRank link, you may easily get this problem, that is maneuvering a cape problem. The problem number is either 5 or 6. You may check from the list. Okay, maneuvering a cape problem. So whatever information is mentioned here, the same information is present in this PDF file. So here, if you first study this problem, that the task is maneuvering a cape problem means the problem statement is the task is to count all the possible path, from top left to bottom right of a M into N matrix. So what is your target? Your target is that you are provided with a M into N matrix and prefer to use the square matrix, or it may not be. Okay, that does not matter. So you are get a matrix that is M into N matrix. So in M into N matrix, you should start your position from the left hand side, first cell. From you start with your position. Okay. So your movement type is like that. You may go to the or to the downside. Means from the first cell you may go to the right side or you may go to the downside. Okay. So your back moves mean moving to the left side and moving to the upper side from a current position. Maybe in a particular matrix cell, moving to the left position or moving to the right upper position, that is not allowable. So what is your input values? Your input value is like that. In first line you are providing with two values. In first line the values consist of t test cases, means how many test cases you are considering. Good. And in next line you are providing with the values of n into m, means the matrix size, the row and the column number. Okay. And what is your output format? Your output format is that single line output means count all the possible path from the top left to bottom right of n into n matrix. Meaning is that what is your problem statement, what is your objective? Your objective is for the maneuvering of K problem, the objective is starting from the first position of the matrix, to the end position of the matrix. End position means bottom side rightmost corner, means starting from the left side topmost corner to the bottom side rightmost corner. How many paths exist? If I am saying you that if you are starting with a position A to B, then how many paths exist from A to B? So the problem is like that. If you start from the matrix to left side topmost position, and if you want to go to the matrix bottom side rightmost position, then how many paths exist through this matrix? Means through the cell interchanging you may go to the rightmost corner, but at a time you should take care about this logic that you should not move back to the left side or the upper side or top side. Your movement are allowable only to right side and the down side. Okay. So we are going to design some test cases are there, that is starting the first test cases. For the first sample test cases, the only one test cases is there and the matrix size is 3 3. Means in 3 by 3 matrix, if you start with the first position and if you want to go to the last position, near about 6 types are or 6 way is there. Same as for a 4 into 2 matrix, if you start with the first position and if you want to go to the last position, 4 path is there. Same as if you are considering a 6 into 6 matrix, so in 6 into 6 matrix, if you are starting from the first position and want to go to the last position, so near about 252 path is there. So how can you consider a path? For example, in first cases, if you go to right side, then go to means near about 252 ways are possible. Okay. So here some Java code is mentioned here. Okay. The same code is already available with us in HackerRank. Okay. The same code is already available with us in HackerRank. So concurrently you can practice the same thing with you, no issue. So this is the Java code that is available in our PDF file, the same code. Okay. So we call two packages, input output packages and Java utility packages, and first we call the public class. Our class name is solution. So within this class file we design a static input, that is max path, and we consider that if the row and the column is same or not. Okay. So if the row and column is same, then it's returned to 1, and either it's we check that if row minus 1 comma column plus max path row comma column minus 1. Okay. So next we go to our main program. So in main program we again call the scanner. Okay. So here we mentioned that T means the test cases we are considering here, and within this test cases we are going to check the row, column, and we are as well as we are considering the count also. Okay, we are considering the count also. So each and every time when we are getting the path, we are counting these things and store in the variable count. Okay, store in the variable count, and at finally we print the value at the last step. So if I am checking with any custom input values, for example, if I am checking with 8 comma 8 matrix, 8 single space 8 means, first we consider only one test cases at a time, and in next line the matrix size is 8 into 8. So 8 row and 8 column is there, and both the values are separated by a single space. Okay, if I check this program code, then for example you will get some values. Yes, your program is perfectly working, the compilation is successful, and you are getting the value that is near about 3432 ways are possible within 8 into 8 matrix if we start from the first position and if you want to go to the last position. Okay. So next, if I run the program code, to check that the custom input is working fine or not, so we check that the first test cases, that is with 3 into 3 matrix, it is completely successful, and we can check that the next test cases with 4 into 2 matrix, it is perfectly successful. So next, if we submit this program code, so you can check that apart from these two test cases, 2 more hidden test cases are within this program, and all these hidden test cases are passed through this particular problem. Okay, so it's the first solution for this problem, that is maneuvering a cape problem. We find out the logic that in each move we calculate the row and column position, and we count this row and column position through this variable count, and we are continuously continuing this process through a loop, and finally we print the value through the variable count. Okay, so this is our solution for the maneuvering a cape problem in Java. If you want to go ahead with this problem in C language, especially those who are viewing the session, with from the second year, you may check that thing, that in C language we can design this program code. Okay, So I am prefer Java for the third year people and C and Python or C++ for the second year people. So in C language the solution is like that. We are considering the variable standard input output. Sorry, we are considering the library, that is stdio.h, the header file. Then in the main function we are considering some variable, and we are considering the input values, means number of test cases. And within the test cases, first we are considering a for loop, that the value is set up to the input values in. And here we are considering a two-dimensional array, meaning is that for the matrix input values. For the matrix input values, we are considering this particular two-dimensional array. So here again we are checking the row, that is m into n. Okay, so through row wise and through column wise we are checking that thing. Okay, and if array ij equal to array I minus 1j plus array I j minus 1, we continue this process until we get the count up to array n minus 1 to m minus 1, until we get the count up to array n minus 1 to m minus 1. If I check this program, so you may get that two test cases are passed successfully through this problem. It takes some little bit of time. Okay, and if you want to submit this program code, you will get that apart from these two sample test cases, two more hidden test cases are already passed. Okay, so this is our second problem for the maneuvering a cave problem. We discussed that thing. Next this is the C code we used for maneuvering a C problem. Okay, so next is our house problem. It's also a quite easy problem. Actually in TCS 2019, still now you check that first problem is very easy, divine divisor problem. Second problem is little bit, it's not called that complicated, but it's little bit tricky. You can solve. Second year and third year people can solve this program very easily. So maneuvering a cave problem and divine divisor problem are quite easy problem. And the third one problem, that is house problem. It's also a easy problem. The trend is that within the 6 problem, whatever you are going to face in TCS CodeVita, within that near about 4 problems are quite easy problem. 4 problems are quite easy problem and 2 problem level are quite hard. Meaning is that those who are quite good practicing with the code, you can solve 3 or 4 problem easily. And those who are practicing a lot, means quite good and masters in the code, they can solve all the problems. Okay, so next is our houses problem. So houses problem is a very interesting kind of a problem. For example, here the same problem is already available in my HackerRank link. You can find from the list. Okay, no issue. So the houses problem is like that. For example, there are n number of houses are in a line or in a colony, whatever you are considering, and within this houses some value, that may be some money, maybe some jewels, or maybe some gold, whatever. Meaning is that some value are kept within this houses. Okay, a thief is going to steal the maximal value of these houses, and next a thief is going to steal the maximum value from these houses. So what is the target? Your target is to collect the maximum values or maximum amount from this colony. But your logic is here that if you visit a home, then after getting your values, the house owner alert both the neighbor in his left side and in his right side. Means whatever houses you are visiting, the adjacent left side and right adjacent house should not be visited by you in any case, because the house owner alerted both the neighbor. So in this particular sequence, how much value you can find out from this colony or these houses. So your input are considering like that, your inputs are considering like one dimensional array or the one dimensional value, and the value may be separated by like that. For example, in first houses the value is 9, in second houses value is 5, in third houses value is 5, like that. Okay, so your input values are separated by a comma. Here your input values are separated by a comma. That in first houses 8, 9, 5, 4, 96, then 78, then 2, then 5, then 7. So your target is how much values you can collect from this colony, as much as you can. So here the sample output is provided is 118. Means through this sequence, if you go ahead with a particular sequence, then you will find maximum 118 values from this. Okay, and the second sample test cases are already put it here, and as well as 3 total sample test cases are put it here. Okay, good. So we go back to our hacker rank link, and hacker rank link, first we find out the problem, that is houses problem, and in houses problem we check the statement are same. Okay, we check the statement are same, that some x houses are present here, a thief is going to steal the maximum value from there. Okay, so one test cases are here and 2-3 more test cases should be present in hidden. Okay, so the program solution, I already designed this program in Java. And the same solution are listed here. And if you want to use this solution, so you may check that this is the solution, okay, for this problem. So the solution is like that. We are considering 2 input output packages, that is input output and Java utility, and the class name is solution, and next the string, we start with our main function, and within this main function we call the scanner, and here we consider the string s. Okay, and we are calculating the odd sum and even sum. Means if you are starting with the odd position, means if you are starting with the first houses, then what will be the scenario up to the last, and if you are starting with the even position, means from the second houses, then what will be the scenario in that cases. And after that we check that what is the calculated value in even sum as well in odd sum. Meaning is that if you start with the ith position of the list, means I equal to 0 position of the list, or then what will be the actual value, and if you start with the I equal to 1 position of the list, then what will be your value. So here we consider a for loop, and within that for loop the maximum limit is up to the string limit. Good. So here we check that with the even position what is the calculated values, and with the odd sum position what is the calculated values. And in next part we check which value is greater than other. Means if the odd sum value is greater than the even sum value, then we will print the odd sum value, and if the odd sum value is less than the even sum values, then we will print the even sum values. So very simple kind of logic is there. Our first logic is that we are considering the length of the string, means length of the input size, and depend on the size we are defining 2 variable, one is even sum and one is odd sum, and we are considering a for loop, and within this for loop we are calculating the even sum values. Means we are starting with the even position with the following rules, that if you are starting with the even position, means if you are starting with this from the second position, then you can't steal the values from the first and the third position. Means your next target is 4th houses. So same in your 4th houses, you can't take the values from the 3rd and the 5th place. Means after 4th your next target is 6th, after 6th your next target is 8. So that's why we are considering here those positions are divisible by the 2. At this position what is the value are stored there, and you are continuously getting this value through the even sum plus operation. Okay, so you are getting these values and calculate the summation, and same as well as through this else you are calculating the odd position values, and finally you are checking the even and odd values through a if else command. Okay, so these are the very genuine and the very easy logic. So we are checking run this code, and if the code pass the sample test cases, means the program is working fine. So the program is working fine. So next we are going to submit this program code. And if we submit this program code, then we can check that thing, that one more hidden test cases are there, and these hidden test cases are successfully completed. Okay, so another solution, means this is the solution in Java for the second year people, and for the second year people you may design this program code in C as well as in Python or any other language. So in Python it's only a 5 or 6 line code, very simple type of code. You are considering a list. Okay, you are considering a list with all your input values, and after that you consider the maximum position. Okay, and in every position you calculate the points. Okay, you calculate the points and you get the values, and next you are decreasing one value from the list and you are calculating another values, and you finally print the points. So in Python it's a very simple type of a thing. In Python it's a very simple type of a thing. If you want to check the code, that is working completely fine, I think. Yes, so after that you may submit this program code. Okay, so till now we solved total 3 problem, and 3 problem is looking like quite easy. Till now we are not faced any kind of a terror like situation. Okay, because some people have a very misconception that, oh, in coding challenges there may be a 4000 line, 5000 line code or 200, 500 line code. It obviously not necessarily like that. Those who are master coder, those who are proficient coder, 1 or 2 problem is like that with a number of lines. Okay, but maximum problem is very simple. Okay, so we go to the next problem, that is fill and coin problem. In fill and coin problem, it is a very interesting kind of a problem. So you may check that thing. The fill and coin problem statement is also available in my HackerRank link also. You may start practicing from this. So why I am designing this HackerRank page? So basically after this workshop session, if you want to practice with this code or this problem, you may submit your solution here. Okay, you may submit your solution here, no issue. And still if you have any problem after that, you may directly contact to me anytime through mail or through my WhatsApp number anytime, no issue. So fill and coin problem is there, either it's name of fill and coin problem or island coin problem. Yes, fill and coin problem. Okay, so in fill and coin problem, if you check that the problem solver have found a new island, one new island is found, and the name of the island is fill land. So the smart people were given a task to make purchase of item at the island easier by distributing various coin with different value. Meaning is that you have to design a currency system in a newly found island. Harry has come up with a solution that if we make coin category starting from 1 till the maximum price of item present on the island, then we can purchase any item easily. Means Harry, one coder, is come up with a solution that in this island number of elements are there, and if you want to purchase this element, you may pay the exact amount. Meaning is that, for example, the minimum price of any item in this island is 1 rupee or $1, whatever, and the maximum price of any item in this fill land is $5,000 or 5,000 rupees, whatever. So Harry is come up with a solution. You may design a currency like that: 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 3 rupee, 4 rupee, 5 rupee, 6 rupee, dot dot. Means starting from the 1 to the maximum value. So basically he wants to say that 5,000 different currency should be there in this island to purchase any item. So in real life, if we consider that thing, it's really quite hectic. It's really quite hectic to maintain these things. It's really quite hectic to maintain these things, and it's really not a practical solution. That if you consider in our world, if a item value, minimum value is 1 rupee, and the maximum value of any item it's available in world, it's for example 5,000 crore or 10,000 crore. Okay, so you are come up with a solution like that. You have a currency with 10,000 crore or 5,000 crore. Obviously not. Obviously not. Okay, so next person come up with a solution. His name is Tom. So let's suppose the maximum price of an item is 5. Then we can make coin of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, means each single coin for the each value. So Tom is come up with a different solution. He suggested that it may not be possible. It may not be possible. So we may use up to 5. We may use only 3 coin. Either it's 1, 2 or 3. So using 1, 2 and 3, we can design any value up to 5. Same as if I am giving you a target that up to 5, your required coin is 1 to 3. So using 1 to 3, you can design any value up to 5. So everyone is impressed with Tom, but some people are thinking that Harry has come up with a good solution. For any purchase you have to pay exact. So one task is generated for all these guys, that you have to check Harry's solution as well as Tom's solution. Meaning is that if you go ahead with the Tom solution, then for a particular value, how minimum currency is required. Meaning is that if I am saying that in this island the maximum price of any value is 100 rupees, means up to 100, how much currency you are required to make any denomination or make any values. Okay, this is your target. So your input format is like that. In first line contains an integer t denoting the number of test cases. Okay, and in next line, t line contain an integer denoting the maximum prices of item present in the filler land. Okay, so for each test cases, print a single line denoting the minimum number of denomination. So here if you check the test cases, so in first sample test cases 2 values are considered, means 2 test cases at a time. You have to find that how many currencies are required up to the value 10 and how many currencies are required up to the value 5. Good. So here in explanation we check that for example, if your maximum value price is n equal to 10, so only 4 is sufficient. According to Harry, 1, 2, 3 up to 4 must be distributed, but as per Tom only. So Harry's solution is that you may design 1 rupee note, 2 rupee note, 3 rupee note, 4 rupee note, dot dot 10 rupee note. But Tom is saying that if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, only these 4 values, then you may design any values from this range 1 to 10 at a time. So hence the minimum is 4. That's why we printed the solution 4 here. So same as for n equal to 5, for test case 2, if n equal to 5, so Harry's come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different currency, but Tom is saying that is using 1, 2 and 3, you can design alum values ranging from 1 to 5. So the minimum currency number is 3, that's why the printed value is 3 here. Okay, so first we design the Java code for that. Very simple kind of a Java code is here. So if I check this code here, okay, so you may design that thing, that yes. So we run the test code and the test code is passed completely. Okay, so the solution is very input output package and utility package is called here. Class is solution and after the main function we call the scanner, and within the for loop we are considering a just math.pow function, and using the function the process is quite very simple. Okay, using this function the process is quite simple. So while the math.pow 2 comma x is less than equal to the desired value, that is n, and you will get the values, and you will store the values in your system.out.println. So if you are going to submit this program code, you may submit these things. Okay, and after that test cases complete pass. And if you want to solve this program in any other programming languages apart from Java, then you may try with Python. Okay, one Python code is there, you may try with Python. So in Python the numbers is also very same. We are considering an input value, and using the for loop we are considering the input value first, then c equal to 0, c1 equal to 0, and the while loop you are considering here the c must value should be less than the your input values, means your currency value is less than the in maximum cost value, that is 10 or 5 whatever. Then you are increasing these values continuously, and finally you calculate the print the currency. C1 means the currency values. So if you want to run this program code, you may check the program is perfectly working. Yes, it's passed the sample test cases, and if you want to submit this program, then the program will be submitted fine. Yes, so till now the problem level is quite good and we are practicing in a good way. So the next problem is coin distribution problem. Okay, so filler and coin problem, the next problem is coin distribution problem. So in coin distribution problem, it's a little typical type of a problem. It's a little typical type of a problem. So if I start with the problem statement, we can check that thing. Find the minimum number of coin required to form any value between 1 to n, both inclusive. Cumulative value of coin should not exceed n. Coin denomination are 1 rupee, 2 rupee and 5 rupee. You are provided with 3 type of coin, that is 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin and 5 rupee coin. Okay, so let's understand the problem using the following example. Consider the value n is 13. Then the minimum number of coin required to formulate any value between 1 to 13 is 6. 1 5 rupee, 2 3 rupee and 2 1 rupee coin are required to realize any value between 1 to 13. Means you are provided, this problem is quite similar with the previous problem, that is filler and coin problem. Here you are provided with a targeted value, for example that is 13, and you are provided with 3 type of coin, 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin and 5 rupees coin. So what is your target? Your target is here. Your target is here to print that starting from 1 to 13 to make all the denomination, means it's maybe 1, it's maybe 2, it's maybe 3, it's maybe 4 or it's maybe sorry, it's maybe 5, it's maybe 6 dot dot up to 13. So for each combination how many coins you are required. Okay, so up to 1 to 13 our required coin is 6. So within this 6 we required 1 5 rupee coin, 3 2 rupee coin and 2 1 rupee coin to make any combination starting from 1 to 13. Okay, so we are go ahead with the solution. We check that our input format should be a integer value, means the maximum integer value, and output should be 4. First output line should be total number of coin, second is number of 5 rupee coin, third is number of 2 rupee coin, fourth is number of 1 rupee coin. If I am going with 13, total 6 coin is required, 5 rupee coin is 1, 2 rupee coin is 3 and 1 rupee coin is 2. So here is the explanation part. You may check the explanation here, that If you want to design a combination 1, only 1 rupee coin is required. Very good. If you want to design a solution for 2 rupees, only 2 rupee coin is required. Good. If you want to design a solution with 3 value 3, 1 rupee and 2 1 rupee, so you can check each and every sequence. So finally, if you are go ahead with the 13, then only 1 rupee, 3 2 rupee and 2 1 rupee coin is required. So you got your problem statement that I have to design a particular sequence. Through this sequence, minimum number of coin requirement should be there and the exact coin number should be there. Means which type of coin used in an exact number. Okay. I designed this problem code in Java as well. So first you find the coin distribution problem. Yes. First you find the coin distribution problem. In coin distribution problem, we already solved this code in Java. So if we go to the Java code here, so in Java code we can check that thing. Yes, this is our Java code. So in this Java code, if I check that thing, yes, that Java utility package is there. First starting with the class, then the main, within the main body we call the scanner, then we use the variable that is int number, and then we start with some variable that is 1 2 and 5. This is the variable name, not the count. This is the variable name 1 2 and 5. So 5 is defined as number minus 4 divided by 5. Good. So next we design a condition, design the program logic. If the desired number minus 5, this value is multiplied with the 5, means this value, means the 5 is first multiplied with this value, and after that if the same value is subtracted from the actual number, and then if you check with the modulo operator with 2, then you will get the exact value. Okay, so in this sequence we first design the logic here, and after that we implement the same thing. And here 4 values are considered, 4 print option is taken to check the total count and as well as the individual count of 5 2 and 1. If I run this program code, sorry, my battery is low, I need 1 minute to connect with the charger, please. So if I go ahead with this program code, if I run this program code, it's working absolutely fine. And next, if we submit this program code, then you may check that thing, that the test case is completely submitted. So next, those who are viewing from the second year, I designed this problem in C language as well. You may use the C. Okay, so in C language the solution is quite easy. Okay, you call some variable in 5 rupee, 1 rupee, 2 rupee and minimum. Okay, through the scanf you are taking for the input, and for the 5 you design the same function, you design the same logic here, and using this logic you are take the count of minimum 5 2 and 1 in a single instance. Okay, the logic is very important here. If n minus 5 into numeric 5 is modulo by 2, then what will be the result, and depend on this result we are calculating these values. Okay, so if I am submitting these values, so it will check the test case is passed or not. If the test case is passed, then our program is successfully submitted. Okay, so this is the coin distribution problem. So our next problem is the C solution of this problem. And our next problem is zombie world is not in the season 8 problem, that's why we discussed that thing. And our next is football league problem. This is the major problem, so that's why we will discuss this problem at last. So this is this is the second last problem. Okay, this is the second last problem, that is exchange digit problem. So in exchange digit problem, for example, what is your target? Your problem statement is like that: compute the nearest largest number by interchanging its digits, update it. Compute the nearest largest number by interchanging its digits, update it. So your problem statement is like that: given two number a and b, find the smallest number greater than the b. Find the smallest number greater than b by interchanging the digit of a, and if not possible, then print -1. Means within this two number, you are provided with two values. First you find out the smallest values, and within the smallest values you interchange the digit to make it greater than the first value, that is a. And if the same thing is possible, then you print the value, and if the same thing is not possible, then you print the -1. Good. So two number a b separated by a single space, and your output format should be if a single number that is greater than b, and if it is not possible, print -1. So here the test cases is like that: 459 and 509. So 459 is the least number, then 500. Good. So here we interchange the 459, we interchange the first two digit to make it greater than the second number, that is 500. Same as here, we are considering, for example, the least number. Same as here, we are considering here the least number. We go back to the statement: given two number a and b, find the smallest number greater than b. Find the smallest number greater than b by interchanging the digits of a, and if not possible, print b. Good. Okay. So for example, it's your first number a and b. So here it's a and it's b. So find a number which is greater than b, means which is greater than the b values, by interchanging the values in a. So here what we did, this number is b and this is our a. So in a we interchange 64246, and 5757 is converted to 5577, or it's maybe like 465757. Means your target is that you select the b values and you interchange the a values in some way so that it should be greater than the b values, and if it is possible you print the number, and if it is not possible you print -1. So here the Python code is designed for that. So if I go back to our program, first find out the exchange the digit problem. Exchange the digit problem. In exchange the digit problem, we find out the solution with Python. Sorry, you may solve this problem in C++ also, but first I want to show you the result in Python. This is the solution in Python. Okay, this is the solution in Python. If you want to run this program code, then you will get the result. Yes, you will get the result. Okay, first test cases is passed, and as well as second test case is passed, and you may submit your program as well. Okay, so you may design this problem in C++ as well, that is as per your choices. You may design your program code in C++ as well. Okay, in C++ it's quite easy for you. Two functions are used here. One is sty function and next permutation. It's a self-designed function. And if you want to take a look on sty function, you know that the sty function takes a string as an argument and return its values. The use of sty function is here like that: if you are provided with this values 3.5248, the output is 3, and if you are provided with 15244, means it's the string consider the values as an argument and return its value only. Okay, it's working on C++ 11 or higher version. And next permutation returns true if the function could rearrange the object as a lexicographical greater permutation. It's a self-designed function. Okay, got my point? It's a self-designed function, no issue. So if you want to go ahead with this program code, if you want to submit this program code, then you will see that the program will means one more hidden test cases is there, 2 test cases are passed, and the program is submitted. Okay, so this is the second last problem. So now we go to our main problem, means in TCS season 8 2019 the main important problem is the football league problem. It's a very interesting problem and quite challenging task also. Okay, so the problem statement here, the football league problem is also listed in my HackerRank custom link also. Okay, this is the football league problem. So the football league table statement is like that. I am taking just 1 minute of break or 1 minute of break to take a little bit of water. Okay, please consider. Okay. Okay, return back. So the final problem is football league problem. So in football league statement, if you find out that thing, that all major football league have big league table, yes, like EPL, ISL, or Spanish Premier League, whatever, Bundesliga, you know very well. Whenever a new match is played, the league table is updated to show the current ranking. That is based on the score. Goals for means how many goals pushed to opponent side, and goals against means how many goals received from the opponent. Given the result of a few matches among team, write a program to print all the name of the team in ascending order. Means you have to print a league table. Simply meaning is that you have to print the English Premier League table depend on the current statistics. Okay, so here the rule is, if a win is there, then the team got 2 points. If draw, then the team got 1 point, and if the team lost, then it will got 0 point. Okay, so the team with the most goal in a match win the match. Goal difference is calculated at goal for or goals against, means GF minus GA. Good. The team can play a maximum of 2 match against each of the team, means 1 home match and 1 away match, like English Premier League. The ranking is decided as follows: team with maximum point is ranked 1, and team with minimum point placed at the lower position. Okay, and if any tie is placed, so that time we check the goal difference, that which team goal difference is quite good. If the goal difference is same, then the team with higher goal for go to the table position. Means if the goal difference is same between the two team, then the team goal for a particular team, then it will go to the up position. If the goal for is also same, so that time we are considering which team name is alphabetically in upside, this team should get preference in the league table. Okay, so a team cannot play matches against itself. A team obviously cannot play match against itself. Hence, if team name are same for the given match, it should be considered as invalid input. Meaning is that if you are considering the input values of any team, if you are considering, for example, that a team is fighting against the same team, so that time we are considering it's a invalid. So what is your input format? Your input format should be like that first line of input will contain number of team. Here the first line of input is considered the number of team, and in second line the team name, that is Spain, England, France, Italy and Germany. Good. And in third line contain number of matches still played, so number of matches still played it mentioned here, and number of match played till now it's 3 matches played. And in next line, that is the match details, means the first match is between Spain and England, Spain pushed 3 goal, England 0. Second match is between England and France, it is 1-1 score, and third match is between Spain and France 0-2. Okay, so depend on this statistics, what is your output format? Your output format should be team name in order of their ranking, one team per line, or print the invalid input where inappropriate. Meaning is that if the input value is inappropriate, then you print invalid, and if everything is go fast, then you create the league table. Okay, so depend on this score, for example, this is the league table. Okay, depend on this score, this is the league table. So if I go back to the our main problem, then you can check that thing. Okay, this is our HackerRank page, and in HackerRank page, for example, the explanation is provided here. The explanation is provided here. So match 1 is Spain versus England, Spain get 2 points, England 0 point. Match 2 England versus France, France get 1 point, England 1 point. Good. Next match is Spain versus France. Okay, so Spain get 0 point and France get 2 point. So the total point of France is 3, total point of Spain is 2, and total point of England is 1, and Italy is 0, and Germany is 0. So this is your list. Okay, so depend on this list. First France is come in the table, depend on the point. Second is Spain, third one is England. So Italy and Germany, if you talk about Italy and Germany, so here Italy and Germany still not played any match with other team or among themselves. So by the alphabetical order, Germany appears alphabetically before the Italy. That's why Germany should be printed before Italy in 4th position. Both are in 4th position, but in a printing sequence, Germany should be in front of Italy due to the alphabetical nature. Okay, so if I check the code for that, so in Java the code is huge. Still now I have the solution in Java and Python as well, but I am going to see you the Java code. It takes some time due to the size. Okay. So So here is the total code. Okay, very simple type of a code, but divided in a module. Okay, first input output utility, both packages are called. Solution is the main class, and within the main function you design the scanner class. You take a string for the input values, and after that for the team name, means for the point table, for the goal difference, for the goal for the goal away, for the goal difference, and for the other input values you are considering some variable, and you are making some calculations here. You design your own logic depending on the all the combinations. Okay, the number of line is little bit more. Okay, so if you check that program code, if you run the program code, you will see that thing. You will see that the test cases is passed completely, and if you want to submit this program code, then you will see that it will submitted without any error, means the test case is completely perfect. It takes some time to check. Okay, so next is using the Java solution. For second year people, those who are viewing, you may use the Python code. You may use the Python code as well. Okay, you may use the Python code as well. In Python, the code is little bit in size, it's little bit reduces. Okay, this is the Python code. So in Python you may design this same thing. Okay, if you want to go ahead with the submission part, then you can check that the input output is completely working fine. Yes, it's submitted. So here it's the final of your football league problem. So depending on the league table, that is the score. Okay, so total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, total 7 problem is in the TCS CodeVita season 8 2019. We discussed all these problems, and if you want to practice with all these problems, you are always welcome. My HackerRank link is always active. Okay, my HackerRank link is always active. Near about 30 more problem is there. You may use any of the problem statement from this link and you may submit. Okay, already lots of people submitted parallelly at the same time when the workshop is running on. Okay, if you interested to practice the same, you may practice that thing from the HackerRank link. Okay, and if it is required, I will share the PDF file if it is required, and if you are really interested, I will be really very happy for that. Okay, so till the time, practice yourself, practice more to solve the problem in TCS CodeVita. And I think this is the last session of this workshop, the 2-week long workshop in starting from the 25th of July, and currently now it is going to end. All the season 8 problem, means starting from the first season to the season 8, you solved near about 48 to 50 problems. Okay, so now you are quite proficient about the TCS CodeVita, and you should do well in your actual challenges. So don't miss the TCS CodeVita, because currently it is mandatory for all of you, because it's really a tough time for all of us to do well in this TCS CodeVita, and you all of you are very capable students, and obviously you are doing well. Okay, so best of luck for your TCS CodeVita. My link is always open. If you have any query, any issues, you may just put me a message in my WhatsApp number or in my email ID. My email ID is sandip.mandal@umdal.edu.in. Sandeep, sandip.mandal@umdal.edu.in. If you have any query with any programs or anything, you may ask directly, no issues. Okay, so for the time being, thank you and best of luck for your upcoming CodeVita. Okay, and all of you should perform well in the lab. Thank you. Thanks a lot.